The results of the presidential election in the United States were bad news for all illegal immigrants in the United States. After Donald Trump was re-elected as president, he promised to launch a massive deportation program. The Migration Policy Institute estimates that the total number of illegal immigrants has reached more than 11 million people, and millions of illegal immigrants are spread across various states in the United States, including vital states such as California, Texas, Florida, and New York. This raises the big question: where do they come from? Please watch this video until the end and don't forget to always support this channel so that we can continue to provide interesting information for everyone. One of the countries that contributes the largest number of illegal immigrants to the United States is China. China is ranked 10th as the largest contributor of immigrants to the United States. According to reliable data, illegal immigrants from China living in the United States have reached 210,000 people. The illegal immigrants reportedly fly to Ecuador because it is the closest country to the United States that allows Chinese passport holders to enter without a visa, and then they will detour through dense forests in drug cartel areas such as Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, until they finally end up in Mexico. It sounds easy enough, but in fact illegal immigrants have to deal with robbers and also extortion by local police. After entering Mexico, they finally entered the United States to start a new life. Many illegal immigrants from China admit that their courage to migrate illegally to the United States was because they wanted to experience freedom. Not only that, the declining economic problem in China is also one of the factors why they want to migrate to the United States. Indian illegal immigrants are also the largest in the United States. It is recorded that the United States accommodates at least 220,000 illegal immigrants from India, which makes it in 9th place. In fact, thousands of illegal immigrants come from Canada, because the country can apply for temporary work permits there and has an express entry policy for skilled immigrants. However, because the United States has more to offer than Canada, such as lower taxes and higher wages, the surge in Indian immigrants from Canada has increased. However, crossing the northern border is not easy to escape from danger, as illegal immigrants say they have to face very cold winter temperatures. However, when compared to the southern route through Mexico, many consider the northern route through Canada to be much lighter. However, quite a few illegal immigrants are arrested by the United States authorities and returned to their countries of origin. Next is Brazil, which is also the largest contributor of illegal immigrants to the United States. This country is in 8th place with a total of 230,000 illegal immigrants from Brazil. Just like China, illegal immigrants in the country of Samba also have to pass through several extreme areas, but in fact the majority of those who migrate illegally to the United States are not native citizens of Brazil, because it is reported that this country is only used as a route for illegal immigration. It was found that several immigrants from India, Vietnam and Nepal applied for asylum in Brazil to obtain protection, but after 30 days they finally migrated to the United States. In 7th place is the country of Colombia with 240,000 illegal immigrants to the United States. The surge in immigration from Colombia to the United States is certainly inseparable from the consequences of the prolonged armed conflict in that country, as well as economic challenges exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, and by migrating to the United States they certainly hope to have a better life. These Colombian immigrants often go through Panama until finally ending up in Mexico to enter the United States. Venezuela is ranked 6th as the country with the largest number of illegal immigrants in the United States. The figure is quite surprising because it has reached 320,000 people. The large number of Venezuelan immigrants migrating to the United States is of course caused by several factors, ranging from political instability, violence, health, infrastructure that does not satisfy the public, as well as economic collapse, high inflation and low wages, which have also contributed to the increase in illegal immigration. At least 54,833 illegal immigrants from Venezuela were arrested by authorities, and after that United States Customs Enforcement began sending deportation flights to Venezuela. The Philippines, which is an Asian country, also adds to the long list of illegal immigrants in the United States. Being in fifth place with a total of 350,000 illegal immigrants makes it also a hot issue for the Philippine Embassy to the United States. The Philippine ambassador to the United States, Jose Manuel Romualdez, requested that illegal immigrants in the United States immediately leave the country voluntarily before Trump implements this policy. But the question is, how did immigrants from the Philippines get to the United States? In fact, immigrants from the Philippines did not enter the United States illegally, they reportedly entered legally but with limited visas. After staying for a long time in the United States, their visas finally expired, giving them the status of illegal immigrants. In fourth place is Honduras, whose citizens have also contributed to the list of illegal immigrants in the United States. Far more than the Philippines, Honduras is recorded as contributing around 560,000 illegal immigrants to the United States. Not without reason, considering that Honduras is a country in Latin America whose territory is quite close to the United States, which makes it quite easy to cross through Mexico. What has contributed to the storm of immigration of Hondurans to the United States is caused by the problems in that country, ranging from gang extortion, which makes Hondurans close businesses and suppress the economy, to rampant corruption in the country. Entering the top 3, El Salvador is the third-ranked country that participates in immigration. It is recorded that 710,000 illegal immigrants from El Salvador are scattered in several states in the United States. Similar to its neighboring country, Honduras, the people of El Salvador also entered the territory of the United States via the southern route, specifically in Mexico. So, what made the people of this country choose to leave their birthplace? El Salvador is the smallest country in Central America with a very dense population, but unfortunately due to its dense population, this country's economy is actually stagnant. In addition, high levels of crime and violence as well as natural disasters have driven more and more people to migrate without permission or seek asylum abroad, and most of them migrate illegally in the United States. Illegal immigrants from Guatemala are also very large in the United States with a total of 750,000 illegal immigrants, making Guatemala in second place. This is reinforced by the Guatemala region, which is quite close to the transit route for crossing to the United States, Mexico, making the migration storm in that country relatively high. Apart from that, the reasons that drive hundreds of thousands of Guatemalans to migrate illegally to the United States are quite complex. However, this will not last long because the United States, Mexico, and Guatemala will work together in dealing with illegal immigrants entering the United States. And in first place, the largest contributor of illegal immigrants in the United States goes to Mexico. Mexico is not only a transit route to cross the border but is also the country with the #1 largest number of immigrants in the United States. There are more than 4.8 million illegal immigrants recorded from this country. Of the many illegal immigrants from various countries who pass through Mexico, they usually cross the border by hiring human smugglers to help them cross the border. Those operating on the United States-Mexico border is known informally as coyotes and are often part of extensive criminal networks throughout Mexico. Not only that, but there is also a criminal gang that smuggles illegal immigrants from China known as the Snakeheads and charges up to $70,000 per person. Uniquely, these costs can be paid after illegal immigrants work in the United States. Many Native Americans are concerned about the existence of illegal immigrants from Mexico. They are afraid that these illegal immigrants will commit criminal acts like in their home country. But is this assumption true? To answer this, you can look at a city in Texas called El Paso. It is reported that El Paso is one of the cities with the largest number of Mexican immigrants in the United States. But in fact, El Paso is one of the safest cities in the United States with a murder rate of 2.4 per 100,000 residents. This shows that illegal immigrants from Mexico do not always commit criminal acts. So, those are the top 10 of the largest contributors to illegal immigrants in the United States. What do you think? Please share your opinion in the comments column. Thank you for watching this video until the end. We will meet again in the next episode with a different topic. Keep supporting this channel by subscribe, like, comment, and don't forget to share with your friends, so that your friends know what you know. See you in other interesting life journey journal videos.